I spent $9.75 thrifting this week, and I can't wait to show you what I got. Hey everyone, my name is Stephanie from the Farmhouse Mom. I love thrifting beautiful quality vintage pieces, and I love sharing them with you. I have done a video like this several times, and I've decided this week that I'm going to make it a weekly episode. We are going to do a Farmhouse Friday finds. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with my most favorite thing that I got. So I have this, but actually, I got two of them. So this is a Weirware vintage mid-century vase. So I got two of them. One of them had a big chunk out of it. They were 25 cents each. When I looked online, I could not believe the price of some of these. So this is my favorite thing because it's my most beautiful, but I also feel like this is my most valuable item that I got this week. These are so stunning. I believe they are the 1950s. So you can see this really beautiful 1950s color, that baby blue teal almost. And then the inside of the pink peachish color, super 1950s. This one is so beautiful and perfect. And like I said, the other one, even though it has that chip out of it, I feel like you could put a beautiful trailing plant in there and you would never even know that there was a damage to it. When you get thrifted vintage finds, they can't always be perfect. This one I feel like would make such a beautiful candle. I make goat milk soap, and I'm very interested in starting to make candles, and so this is a piece that I might hold back and make into a really gorgeous candle. But isn't that pretty? My favorite thing. Okay, I usually start with the glassware, so let's go ahead and continue with the colored glassware. So I got this beautiful E.O. Brody little planter, so pretty. I got this for 25 cents. It's so stunning. Perfect, no flaws. And then for 25 cents, I got this really beautiful Indiana glass divided relish dish. I feel like everybody has one of these, or your grandma had one. My mother-in-law Jody, when we go out to have dinner at her house, I think she has a green one. It might be amber, but this is probably going to be a very familiar piece to a lot of people. But this is in perfect condition for 25 cents. So pretty. And then another colored glass that I got is this beautiful Libby juice glass. It was just one, but it was 25 cents. And these I always pick up because you never know when you're going to come across another one. And then pretty soon you'll have a beautiful little set of 4. So I grabbed that one for 25 cents. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the milk glass. So I got this Federal Ware beautiful coffee cup. So I sometimes will collect older coffee cups, and they're kind of big and bulky and not fun to drink out of. But this one is so thin and delicate. I feel like not only is it very, very beautiful, it would feel very comfortable to drink out of. It's such a nice little glass. So my second piece of milk glass that I got, I did not buy. If you look at my shorts, my son and I were taking a farm walk, and in the creek, I looked down and I saw this beautiful 1930s Woodbury Hazel Atlas milk glass cosmetic jar. And I was so excited to finally find something that was not broken from my farm. I don't know how long this has been out in the creek, maybe only 20 years, maybe 40 years, but from the 1930s, this is almost 100 years old. And can you just imagine it out there in the water, freezing every winter, out in the heat, and there is not a flaw on this. It is perfect. It's so beautiful. I can't wait to use this in the house for something. Okay, so now let's move on to the clear glassware, and crystal is one of my favorite things. This is so beautiful. I cannot remember the name of this, but I'll have it up there. This is so heavy and so gorgeous. I got this for $1. I feel like this would be very pretty for Christmas time. It looks like a little snowflake, and there's nothing like crystal to shimmer in the sunshine. It's so heavy and gorgeous. I just loved it so much. This is probably my second favorite thing. I really like this. And then I just picked up this cute little anchor hocking glass, and I just thought it would be really pretty, and it had a gorgeous shape. And then when I Googled it, I believe it is the bottom of a sugar bowl. So it's very, very cute. I love to have little cups like this to put eggs in as I'm baking, you know, crack the egg so it doesn't get in your cookie or whatever you're making. But I thought it was so pretty, and it's such a beautiful little shape. Okay, another glass that I got for 25 cents is this little 1960s vintage glass, and I feel like this would be so pretty for a candle, and I think this is one of my first things that I'm going to make. I got it because it has a square base. Obviously the round ones are very, very beautiful, but this is just a little bit different, a little extra something to have that beautiful square vase, and I thought this was really pretty for 25 cents. I got this canister for 25 cents. I do not believe the bottom of this is vintage. It was really dirty, so it might be vintage. I do know the top is vintage. It was really beautiful, very shiny. This was really dirty too, but even through the dirt, it was shining. So this is gorgeous, and oftentimes I will pick up a beautiful lid because, again, you never know if you're going to find the mate. But even if I don't ever find it, even if it's just with this plain bottom, this would be so cute to store tea bags or, you know, whatever to store in the pantry. 25 cents for this canister. This is kind of boring, but not really. This is a vintage wherever barbecue fork, and it's so shiny. It looks like it's brand new, but I just knew when I picked it up and held it, that beautiful design, and it's so heavy and it feels so comfortable. I got this for my husband because he is always stealing all of my dishes when it's time for barbecue season. This is so heavy, and we have so many junky ones. I am going to be able to throw those out or donate them and just use this because this will last us a long time. So some of the comments I get when I thrift are, one, where in the world are you finding anything for 25 cents? I live in a small town of less than 1,000 people, and there are about 3 thrift stores within a 10-mile radius, and they are community thrift stores where they collect the money and they give it in the form of groceries or financial help. And that is one of the beauties of living in the Midwest. The weather is awful. We don't have a whole lot of advantages, but one thing we do have is amazing thrifting. So I imagine in the larger cities, I've lived in larger cities before. I went to high school in California, so it's not like I'm, you know, never left the hall or anything, but in larger cities, I imagine that it's much more difficult to thrift, but it is not difficult to thrift here in a very small town. So those are some of the questions that I am asked. So I got this beautiful Crooksville pottery, and look how pretty it is. It's so beautiful. I really started thrifting and collecting I've always collected older dishes, but I got very serious about my thrifting about a year and a half ago, and I thrift so many older dishes that now I only do the ones that are pretty much perfect. If they do have a chip in them, they'll have to be really special for me to get them. But this is so pretty. So I think there were 4 of them, but the other 2 were quite discolored and chipped. So I got these 2 beautiful salad plates. Those probably are appetizer plates, and these are probably the salad plates. But these are so pretty. I love to decorate my kitchen with plates on the walls or in the pantry. So I know that this is something I will either be able to use, or I probably will be able to sell this and find a home for it. So I thought that was so pretty. Another piece of crystal that I thrifted is this beautiful cloche. It is so heavy and so beautiful, and such a beautiful piece of crystal. It's so shiny. 25 cents. So I really think this will look really beautiful on my shelf to put over cheese or whatever for the holidays or just every day. But isn't that a beautiful piece? So pretty. I also got this Afghan for $2, so that's usually more than I pay for things, but I just thought it was so pretty. It's really beautiful. It smells really good, and you can tell that it's been taken care of. So when I see a beautiful work of art like this, I generally pick it up. It's just so pretty. Isn't that neat? For $2. So this is the most expensive thing that I bought. I also got these Murano style pendant lights. I didn't know if we would be able to use them. We are doing a little bit of remodeling around the house, so we're making my husband a bar area. So I didn't know if he would be interested in using them, but they were 25 cents each, and I don't think they were vintage. They do have like a vintage look. I just thought they were really pretty. Cute little pendant. I usually don't pick up things like this. If I do pick up stuff like this, it's because maybe I think that we might be able to use it at home. Something else that I picked up that is not vintage are these Crate and Barrel double old-fashioned glasses. These have been at the thrift store for 2 or 3 weeks, and I pick them up every time, but I'm like, they're not vintage, not really my style, but they are beautiful. So I went ahead and just grabbed them. They're so heavy. I'm like, this would be so great outside in the summertime, put a little lemonade in, because a lot of times when you have a taller glass, it will fall over, but this is so heavy, and I felt like this would be great to use outside. And when I Googled this, another question I had asked is, how do you find out what these things are? If you go to your Google app on your phone, instead of typing something in, there's a little picture, little icon. You just press the picture, you take a picture of it, and it will tell you what it is and how much it might be worth. So this is it starts with an M. I can't remember the style that this is, but it's hand blown with bubbles, and it's got those little hand blown flowers. And I saw a set of these for like $75. So it was, even though it's not vintage, I felt like it was super quality and really, really pretty. And then I got 2 books. It is going to be St. Patrick's Day here in a few weeks, so that just caught my eye. But this is a 1955 edition. Yeah. 1955 edition of the Girl Scout Handbook. And it was in such good condition. A lot of times it will really have a bad smell. This is such a mild smell. The binding is intact, and I thought surely somebody would enjoy this as a nice little collector's item. Maybe somebody had this when they were a child, but isn't that so pretty? It's so pretty. Just to display, it would be very beautiful. And another book that I got is this 1943 Maple Leaf College. And the reason that I got this book, as I thumbed through, I saw these beautiful paintings attached to some of the pages. So when I read, it said this is Pennsylvania Dutch art. I do not know anything about Pennsylvania Dutch art. I first thought that, and let me show you, there were 4 of them that were so pretty. That's my favorite one. Isn't that really pretty? If you know something about Pennsylvania Dutch art, please educate us in the comments. That's the second one. These feel like a very nice thick cardstock. And I'm going to frame these, put these in some vintage frames. And I almost thought they were watercolors, but I think it might be paint. I think it might be more of an oil paint. I just don't know. I just don't know if this is a watercolor. It makes sense that it would be more of a watercolor on this type of paper, that it would absorb. But like I said, I have not done any research on this, but these are so beautiful. And I felt like this, since there's 4 of them, it would look so cute to have like a little set of 4. And I just thought they were just gorgeous. So surely I can find a place for this, maybe in the bedroom. I don't know. But surely I can find a place for this beautiful framed art. I can't wait to put it in some of my vintage frames that I have. So maybe we will do that next week. And I also couldn't help to pull this advertisement out. And I'm going to frame that. And my friend and I have a little shop in our small town where they have antique days, like 3 or 4 days a week. And that's where I will sell my soap or any little thing that I pick up that I don't want to use. But I think I might frame this and put that up too. You know, you never know if like a pharmacist or somebody might think this 1943 advertisement is really cool. I know like anything with border collies or goats or anything like that, that kind of piques my interest. So I just thought it was really cool. This is just a neat little advertisement. Okay, I guess that's everything except for this set of 4. These were 25 cents each, 4 for $1. This set of 4 1970s pear dishes. Now, I think if I were to give these as a gift or sell them, I would think people would think that these were avocado dishes, just because avocados are so much more in style than a pear would be. But I thought those were so cute, and they're so thick and heavy. That would just be the cutest little dish to put in the kitchen, or if you're an avocado lover, it would be so cute to put that in your entryway, you know, to throw coins or keys or whatever in there. but I thought that that was so cute. Okay, I think that is everything that I got at the thrift store. And like I said, I'm going to make this a weekly event. We're going to do Friday Farmhouse Mom Finds. The reason being, I upload every Tuesday and Friday. For the past couple weeks, it's been a little difficult with my schedule because the goats are having babies. I'm starting to have another round of babies here in a week and a half. And so I know things are going to be really busy and I'm going to be up late at night. I want to maintain my Tuesday and Friday schedule. Part of the reason that I have a YouTube channel, one, is for a secondary income. So I feel like it is so awesome. I mean, 20 or 30 years ago, if you would have told me I could stay at home and I could have a small little business and share any gifts or anything I have to teach or share with the world and make that a business, I would just be so amazed. And I still kind of feel that way right now. So I'm a stay-at-home mom and I have my goat business that I do. We do a little bit of goat yoga and I just do a little bit of extra things out of the house to make money. And YouTube is something that I really, really enjoy. It's so fun for me to do. I've always been a teacher, so I'm not really sure that I'm necessarily teaching you anything. I feel more like we are building a community. So I used to own a fitness studio. I still teach fitness during the summertime, maybe 3 or 4 days a week in my little building downtown. But I've always connected to people through either teaching or just sharing what I love with other people who love the same thing. This is a main element of YouTube that I really like. Obviously, I could do a lot of different jobs. I really enjoy doing this because I find it very creative. I find it really fulfilling, and I'm excited to do it. It doesn't feel like work. So that being said, the past couple weeks seems like I am in my office editing, getting things done like 30 plus hours a week, and Jackson is just out watching TV or not really spending a lot of time with me. So I think if I can do my regular video on Tuesday that's maybe a little bit more involved, a little bit more editing, where I'm sharing something over a couple of days or maybe something a little bit more complex, that is going to be a little bit more manageable for me. And then we can do Friday finds where I can just do something I'm already doing, which is thrifting. And then this doesn't take me more than 20 or 30 minutes to record this and put it up. And so this is a very easy video for me. So let me know what you think if you like the Friday finds. I probably am gonna do that at least for the next couple months, especially since we have our next batch of babies being born on the farm starting in a week and a half. This was supposed to be a pantry organization video, but I had so many issues with it. First of all, when I was recording, I didn't know, but most of my recordings were in slow motion. And I did as much as I could to salvage the footage, but it just wasn't great. And then also I recorded the video 4 times and my wiring in my camera is picking up a radio station. And so I don't think that video is meant to be made right now. So I'm gonna just scrap the pantry organization video that I promised you, and we're just gonna start fresh next Tuesday. I have some baking that I'm doing, and I also have some crafting that I have planned this weekend. So I just wanna say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting me, and I can't wait to see you Tuesday.